the Director of Financial Intelligence Unit, Mr. Razim Bucks, representatives from the United States Embassy, facilitators and presenters. Unfortunately, I did not get the names and the organizations that you represent. Workshop participants, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for welcoming me this afternoon, and I consider this engagement an honor given the number of agencies and governments involved. I wish to extend our gratitude for the kind invitation for the Fiji Police Force to close this workshop, considering the importance placed on the investigation aspect of money laundering and financial crimes. At the outset, on behalf of the heads of the respective institutions represented here, I wish to acknowledge the United States government for providing the funding assistance, which has enabled this vital training opportunity. I would also like to acknowledge the invaluable support of the Asia-Pacific Group on Money Laundering and the National Anti-Money Laundering Council, as well as the Ministry of Justice. As you may be aware, the Fijian government is committed to the fight against money laundering, and as committed partners in the global efforts against financial crimes, there will always be a focus on how we are executing our respective roles in line with the national strategy. We may come from different institutions, but equally we play an important role in combating complex white-collar crimes, and I do hope the workshop has been both invigorating and enlightening. In our roles, we are required to provide answers and solutions. The criminal landscape is evolving, and in most cases, those behind these white-collar crimes are merely taking advantage of the little knowledge people have on technology and financial products that are being introduced at a rapid pace. To date, the Fiji Police has successfully investigated and prosecuted almost 21 cases dating back to 2005, involving more than 30 people. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Director FIU for all he had done in reporting cases to police. We must accept the reality that no matter how much we try to enforce the need for people to be aware of getting caught in these schemes, the convenience and ease of service offered by these illegal services will thwart all efforts made. These days, we often find that there is never enough time in a day to sort out our personal obligations, and people are resorting to the quick and easy fix, which is being preyed upon by criminal elements. We cannot afford to be playing a catch-up game, as the financial implications are enormous. The social implications are also overwhelming when you consider the risks associated with money laundering. The fact that money laundering allows criminals to expand their operations is something we need to be aware of. If someone launders money for the purpose of drugs, the user is not the only victim of this crime. Society becomes a victim as well as the government. This is because government will have to inject more money into law enforcement and healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative as stakeholders that we ensure the timely exchanges of intelligence and information, sharing of technical resources and expertise, as well as creating awareness and educating members of the public on new crime methods. Just as money laundering and financial crimes are borderless, we must adopt the same approach and work together, and not to be territorial about the information we have, and work together as we have the same goal to achieve. I am optimistic that this workshop has given you and your respective organizations added impetus to combat money laundering. And not only do we owe that to the people we serve, but think about the Fiji you want your children to be growing up in. If we let criminals use Fiji as a playground where they can launder money as they please, then we are doing a great disservice to the people of Fiji. Participants, congratulations on the successful completion of this course, and keep in mind how your role will assist the national strategy in the fight against money laundering. However, the next question you need to grapple with is where to from here. All that you have done in these 3 days is preparation. The real battle is waiting when you walk out of this room. You have to make up your mind whether to be part of the solution or whether to wear the other hat. Your family, your community, your society, and your country is waiting for you and to see the fruits of this training. I wish you well with your choice. Now, if I may speak on behalf of the Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering and the National Anti-Money Laundering Council, your graduation from this workshop is sure to be a deterrent rather to criminals, that we are strengthening our knowledge and can overcome any complex challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who would be traveling back home, have a safe trip, and I wish you all the best in your implementation plan. On that note, I now have the honor of declaring the Money Laundering Investigation Training Workshop closed. Now,
I'd first like to invite from the Australian Attorney General's Department, Mr. Mike Petty, to please come forward to accept a token of appreciation from the Deputy Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
From the APG, the Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering, Ms. Melissa Seville. From the Australian Attorney General's Department, Ms. Simona Timmins. The AML advisor, Mr. John Chevis.
From the Cybercrime Unit at the Fiji Police Force, next up is Ms. Moira Conrote from the Office of the DPP. Next we have Ms. Rosemary Vateresia from Immigration Department. We have Ms. Sangeeta Devi from the Fiji Police Force. Mr. Solomoni Vorakitaki from the Fiji Police Force as well. Can I have Mr. Jonet Tupua from the Fiji Police Force? Mr. Tevita Tuiloa from the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority. We have Mr. Sanjeev Sanjay Singh from the Fiji Police Force Anti-Money Laundering Unit. Mr. Subramani Sami from the Fiji Police Force as well.